All right, good evening, everyone. Sorry for the delay. We'd like to call the Racine County Board of Supervisors Committee of a Whole meeting to order Tuesday, May 27th at 5:37 PM. First thing on the agenda is a presentation of the status of the Reef Point Marina Revitalization Project. And I think we have Carrie here from the marina here to kick us off with that. Welcome, Carrie. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. I did make a presentation. I'm not sure if Jonathan can pull it up. Perfect. Thank you. Awesome. It's short, sweet, to the point. I know everyone has a very long evening tonight, I believe. So just wanted to give a quick update about the revitalization status on where we're at. So to give a recap, just so everyone's familiar with why we are moving forward with a very much needed revitalization, is the marina was built in 1987. It was built with a 25-year life expectancy. We're at year 40. There's multiple issues currently at the marina, including just deteriorating docks. The slips mix is wrong. It's improper for today's boating needs. The power is dated. It's just insufficient for what boats need nowadays. And the fuel system is past its life expectancy. Truly, they're almost 40-year-old underground storage tanks. So there's very much need for what the county has approved prior and moving forward at this revitalization. So the plan and the long-term benefits, just to give a quick recap. So we're planning the 4-year phase out. It's a 4-year revitalization. And the reason we're doing that is to ensure we never have to displace boaters. Truly, we can take, because we have a current vacancy, we can take that vacancy or those boaters that are occupying different phases and then move them and relocate them into existing docks. So it's the most optimal time to keep that vacancy level, so then we can fill in accordingly. And the 4-year phase out is perfect strategically with trying to accomplish as much as we can without interrupting the boating season. So phase one, I'm not sure how many of you have been down to the marina recently, but phase one demo has been completed already. So there's a big gap in the northeast corner of the harbor. We started the northeast corner of the harbor strategically to ensure that the fuel dock and the new above ground storage tanks would be part of the phase one. So phase one, we're still on the perfect timeline to accomplish and have ready for the spring 2026 boating season. So the modern marina design includes, I'm going to flip the next. Thank you. The new marina design is very exciting. It's all obviously floating docks as we currently still have in play. Comes with multiple new state-of-the-art docks, including ADA compliant docks, ramps, and facilities. It's going to include synthetic decking, which is slip resistant, fade resistant. It's going to include high-speed fuel tanks, which we have a lot of boaters already make Reef Point Marina a priority to visit while traveling the Lake Michigan on their way either to a different destination or just coming to Reef Point to spend a weekend to fill up with us. And right now, currently, our fuel pumps are extremely slow. So the new high-speed fuel pumps will ensure that we're making as much profit as we can with bringing all these boats in already, filling up with us because of our competitive pricing, but now they can fill up quickly in a timely manner. We're also offering slip-side pump-out system with the new dock system, which is a cutting-edge technology, which is very highly sought after for boaters, pumping out sanitary systems, slip-side, and then new power pedestals, which will meet new APA compliance. The upland improvements, we're hoping to get the restrooms remodeled. They were remodeled slightly about 15 years ago, and the county took back over, but they're very much in need of it, as well as some upland improvements too. This new design will make the marina resilient for the next 30 years. So the next slide shows just a quick recap of the community dock, which is a very exciting feature of the new dock design. This will allow the public to freely walk this dock and feel like they're truly part of the marina. They're able to see the boats out on the water. They're able to take pictures with their family, and transient boaters are encouraged and visitors are encouraged to come to the marina and just tie up for a couple hours and to visit the businesses in downtown as well as the brew house and the ship store. So we're going to be really we're already a place on the map. We're already a destination marina. This is going to make it just that much better. And it's really a benefit to the community as well. So the next slide shows the timeline. So are we on track? Yes, we are very much on track. A lot of boaters who are coming in, checking in, saying, where's the new docks? things do take time. We are obviously strategically planning to have those new docks brought in towards the end of summer, early fall. And those docks will be brought in, and then utilities ran, and the new above ground storage tanks will be start to install then in late summer, early fall, through then the winter months, and be ready for opening then by mid-April of next year. So we are good to go with our timeline. So we have the dock furnishing bid package completely done. We are currently working on the dock installation bid package, which includes the utilities, and we're working through the fuel tank installation package as well. So those are all separate contracts, and we did that strategically to avoid having to pay the upcharge from putting it all out as one bid. So we're bidding this out separately. So are we on budget? Yes, we are on budget. So we did receive bids in from the dock manufacturers that put us right in line and maybe a little slightly under with what we had planned without even touching the contingency. So we're very happy with the progress and the pricing and what we're seeing so far. So the next slide shows just a quick timeline, which is impossible to read, so I'm not going to go through it, but it just shows that we are in line with our timing. So the next slide. So the next steps. So the remaining next steps obviously are selecting a winning dock manufacturer. Those docks will then be built at the factory and shipped over by truckloads, plopped in the water, and then brought over by barge, and then connected to the piling system. Instead of the current chain anchoring system that we're moving forward with, we will be putting in pilings to ensure then future dock breaks will no longer happen. And then utilities ran and the new fuel system up and running as well. So we also then have to finalize the dock installation design, which includes the exact electrical needs for each of the slips, as well as the exact dimensions of the piling and location of those. We're almost 90% complete. F3 Marina has reviewed those and are in agreement to Edgewater Resources. They're making a final few tweaks, and then we'll be presenting that to the county for their review, and then we'll have that out to bid within the next 2 weeks. And then the fuel tank design finalization will be working, well, it's already been designed and complete, the tank's foundation and utilities. We're just waiting on the wall design because we're going to be installing a aesthetically pleasing brick wall around the above ground storage tanks to make sure that it's not only pretty, but it's secure, because it is a public park location and you do have a lot of public access down there. We want to make sure they're secure. So additional highlights I do want to mention, phase 1 demo did come in $500,000 less than what was budgeted for. And then no grant funding was assumed for phase 1. So any awards that are added, which we are very, very aggressively searching those grants, which I'll go through in a later slide, any awards are added value to our project. And then savings can be reallocated toward upland improvements later on. So grant updates. Next slide, please. So the big grants is boating infrastructure grants. This grant supports public infrastructure for transient space. We have 3 transient docks that we are installing. On the northeast corner of the harbor, there will be a group transient dock dedicated to groups, to transients coming in, no matter what size they are. It's a side tie dock, so we can then accommodate multiple different sizes and multiple boats within groups. And then the community dock is considered a transient dock because we are bringing in transient and visiting boaters to the dock, as well as the existing fuel dock, which is in the northwest corner of the harbor. There's a side tie dock that is dedicated transient as well. So for that, it is a 50% split, and it's a up to 1.5. So when the county spends that 1.5, so they spend the $3 million, they get the 1.5 payback. It's a match. The next one is it's called I don't have it listed, but it's called the grant to supply for the slipside pump out. So it's a grant that supplies for the CVA grant. It's a Clean Vessel Act to help and want boaters to be able to pump out their holding tanks. So boaters don't pump their holding tank out in the lake, which nobody wants, obviously. So there's additional grant opportunities for that as well. So next slide. So where we are at currently, Boaters are obviously very excited about the revitalization. This has been a long time coming in their eyes, and they're very, very much in support and very excited to see progress happening. Yes, there's a big hole in the marina, but they're excited to see it, and they can't wait to see new docks floated over and installed. The new phase of the marina, which is phase 1, has already been pre-assigned to boaters. They're very excited to go and take ownership of their new slip starting next year. So the vacancy obviously reserved. We have very little vacancy right now. We probably have less than 10% of slips that are open, but we are purposely keeping them open to allow transient boaters to still come in and spend money within the community and visit Ray Point Marina, visit the brew house and so forth. We're still obviously partnering with Downtown Racine on many fun-filled events that we host at the marina, including meet and greet and mingles and the pub crawl and a lot of other activities. So we're still excited to host, as we usually have, multiple events at the marina and provide the services that we always have. It's just a year of change and a year of revitalization, which we're all very excited about. Questions?
Questions from the supervisors? Supervisor Capellion.
Thank you. This is just a brief one. You had mentioned when Downtown Racine Corporation has their events like the pub crawls and stuff. How does that filter over to the marina, or does the marina crowd kind of filter out into downtown?
So it's both, I would absolutely say. We advertise all of their events, and Reef Point Marina sponsors their events as well. And we donated items to their VIP bags, and we offer boaters an opportunity to pre-purchase wine, like wine walk tickets ahead of time to try to get the boaters in groups in downtown Racine, because they're so much involved in downtown already, and we're a stop as well. So that's one example. The meet, greet, and mingle, we actually invite downtown businesses to come to the marina and set up a table. And we encourage the boaters to go and visit each of the tables of these owners or managers of these business and either purchase items or sample different product sampling, such as food or drinks or whatever they may be. So it's a personal one-on-one experience with the boaters. So
That's great. No, thank you. I'm glad that you're working with them. And you see that 5K events is really doing a great job at Festival Hall and Memorial Hall. Is that the same type of partnership?
absolutely. So we're very much representing Harborfest, and we are selling their tickets and we're sharing their events as much as possible.
Good to hear.
It's great to see so many awesome things happening there, just
Isn't
within
it?
walking distance and on the lakefront. There's so much opportunity for Racine on their lakefront, and it's truly great to see what's happening.
It's definitely a great asset. So I'm glad that you found those partnerships and are helping to advertise them.
Thank you.
Supervisor Spencer.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yes, thank you.
I have two questions. The pool is open. Who is
Yes.
able to use the pool at this point?
So the boaters are able to use a pool from 8 a.m. until midnight, 7 days per week. And then we allow public access Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. And that's $10 per person.
10 to 2
Yes, ma'am.
on what day?
Monday through Thursday.
Monday through.
So we do that to try to obviously limit the public access during the prime boating times.
Okay. And my other question is regarding the dock.
Yes.
I'm wondering what's the likelihood that there'll be like safety railings or something along that docks?
There will be safety rings along with
Because
railings.
it's not shown in the,
It's a vague rendering. It's not detailed to the point where it's showing all the safety equipment, but there definitely will be safety equipment. Absolutely. Yep.
thank you.
Yep.
Supervisor Horth.
You know, this question may only be for me, and you may be giving me the answer. I'm not sure. We do have a couple of other supervisors who are a little newer to the process, but could you please give me just a brief explanation of how the management of the marina will take place? Who's it responsible, and who actually will control the overall operation of the marina?
So Racine County has hired Founders 3 Management, 3 Marinas, the management branch of that property management firm. And we've been managing the marina for Racine County since 2013. And we take all payments, we deal with all boaters, we deal with all their requests, we deal with all of the maintenance, we deal with the day in and day out. We truly only go to the county when there's questions or when we need to provide an update or when we want to work together to accomplish different tasks.
Does this also include the food and beverage
So
components of the
that
facility?
That is a leased space. So the Reef Point Brew House leases that space, and they've been leasing that space since 2012.
Right.
Correct.
So they're responsible then for any of the food and beverage piece on this?
Yes, they rent that space and they run the entire operation on their own.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Supervisor Durant, do you have a question?
Yes. Quick question. So far as the safety rails and stuff, is that more in the public areas?
Throughout,
It's throughout?
correct. Currently, we have safety rings throughout the marina right now,
Okay,
and it will be still enforced along with safety ladders with the new design.
got it. But there won't be physical railings going up.
So
from
there will be physical railings now going along the concrete piers because that is a new requirement.
Okay,
Correct. Right now it's wide open because in the late 80s when the marina was erected, it wasn't a requirement. And now it is a requirement. So there will be railings going up and along the cement walkways to ensure that somebody, hopefully never happens, if need be, could fall off.
and another quick question, please. Do you get much transient boaters traveling? Sometimes they travel in groups of 3 to 5 boats
All the time,
all the time.
all the time.
Do some of them ask to be positioned more where they can back their boats in
All
or
the time.
yachts in if they're, yeah? Because you had mentioned that most of the transient docks are side
Side tie.
tie. But you'll have enough for
We will.
if a group of 3 or 4 people want to back in.
It's not a problem. So what we're putting in the new rules of the new contracts is boaters are required to file a float plan with us. So if they vacate the marina for more than 24 hours, they have to let us know. And then part of their contractual agreement is we are allowed to re-rent their slip.
For
Yes, correct.
transient,
Exactly,
boat
correct.
people coming in.
So it's a
for day.
very commonality amongst marinas that have high occupancy.
Got it.
So it's a common practice. Thank you.
Supervisor Trotter.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Carrie, thanks for the presentation. Appreciate it. I want to ask you questions about warranties,
Perfect.
okay? How long and who's responsible to correct issues that may impair the work done or once it's completed after the fact? Could you address warranties?
Sure. The dock system is built with a resiliency, a life expectancy of 30 years. There are some metallic frameworks such as steel that have a longer lifespan of 50 years. There is a warranty of 5 to 10 years depending on the different dock manufacturer. We haven't selected a winning dock, but it varies from 5 to 10 years. But truly, the marina that we have in play currently is at year 40 and it's a steel dock system. And yes, it received dock breaks and the steel is showing its weathering, but it truly is the anchoring system that is failing is the chain anchoring system currently. So with our new install of the piling system, the docks will be able to move up and down, but they won't be able to move left and right. So we are very confident this type of anchoring system will stand the test of time. Dock manufacturers are unable to provide any warranty past 10 years. You just don't see that. It's void because of weather conditions, weather anomalies and so forth. But there is a maintenance schedule that you follow. And truly, the proof is in all of their past applications that they have done for many, many years. These marine and dock manufacturers have been in play for 40, 50, 60, 70 years. And the proof is where their marinas are and they stand the test of time.
And who handles, should there be issues with the warranties? Is that the responsibility of the county or is that something that the administrator such as Founders 3 takes care of?
Absolutely. This would all be done internally through F3.
Okay.
Yes.
And I have one more question.
Yeah.
Just to address transportation. I am hearing from some of the local businesses downtown, and thank you for the PDF because I've shared that with some of the businesses downtown in regards to this project that's going to go on for the next 4 or 5 years. Getting the boaters off their boats to come to downtown. I know it's only 2-3 blocks, okay? But is there a discussion between the Downtown Racine Corporation and yourself how to get these boaters from their boats to downtown to the businesses?
Sure. There hasn't been direct conversation about transportation, different types such as golf carts or so forth. I know there's been talks about adding golf carts into it. Golf carts would be a great thing, but you always have to look at the negative, every positive, correct? As long as it's ran correctly during proper times, it would be a great advantage to have the golf carts. I know when the trolley was in Racine, it was used greatly and the boaters enjoyed hopping on and going to downtown. With the right reasons to visit downtown, the right events, the right businesses, I truly think a block or two does not stop these boaters, because the time it takes from them to walk to their car out to the northeast corner of the harbor is a haul. Truly, it's almost the same distance of walking on a main street. So we can further explore different advantages or different ways, different modes of transportation, and we'll discuss those with downtown Racine, and maybe a collaboration can be done.
Perfect. Thank you, Carrie.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Supervisor Spencer, you have another question?
Thank you, I do. About a week or two ago, there was a terrible storm that came through and I heard that there was some damage. Can you just tell us about that?
Yes, so truly winds were clocked at 85 miles per hour. There was tornado-like activity that ripped through Racine along, I'm not sure if anybody lives in Wind Point, but there were multiple trees down, roof smashed in. It was a horrible storm. So once again, Reef Point Marina did sustain some damage. We did have some chains break. Our anchoring system did fail in a few areas, and it did destroy one of our docks again. Nobody was hurt during that. But we did have to go ahead and relocate those boaters that were assigned to the one dock that did receive a lot of damage, and we were able to fill those in with our vacancies that we have within the marina. But we made the necessary repairs to the docks that we did have to put back in play because they housed the larger boats.
All right, any other questions? Not, thank you, Carrie, for the
Thank you.
presentation, and
Thank
I'm
you.
sure you'll keep us informed as this process continues on.
Progress, it will be very exciting. Thank you
Thank you.
so much. I appreciate it.
All right, that takes care of our presentation from the Reef Point Marina Revitalization Project. We need a motion to adjourn. All right, we are adjourned. Thank you. All right, welcome, everybody. I'd like to call the Racine County Board meeting for Tuesday, May 27th, 2025 to order. I'd like to welcome everybody here in attendance in the chambers and join us virtually online as well. As customary to this body, we'll first start off with have the clerk count the roll, and then we'll go to opening prayer. So Wendy?
Supervisor Preisker is excused and Chairman Kramer is attending virtually.
All right.
Everyone else is here.
All right, thank you. And then we'll start with opening prayer, and tonight will be led by Pastor Hargrove. We all stand, please.
Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we come to you as we prepare to go into the proceedings of this session. We know that you are ruler of heaven and earth. And we pray now, Father, for your presence in this place. We pray, Father, that you will grant wisdom, the wisdom of Solomon, to these who will have to make decisions. Grant the courage of David to make the decisions that they need to make. And then, Father, we pray that you grant them also the Spirit of Christ, who will give righteous and also just judgment as decisions are being made. We thank you. We give you praise. We give you glory. We give you honor. In Jesus' precious name we do pray. Amen.
Amen. And now the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Item number 3 was the pledge. Item number 4, public comments. Pursuant to section 271 of the Racine County Code of Ordinances, each speaker shall be allotted a maximum of 3 minutes. I do have one speaker wishing to speak. Corey Prince, would you like to please come forward? And for the record, please state your name and address, please. And Supervisor Trotter, are we keeping track of your 3 minutes, sir?
Thank you. Corey Prince, 1923 Center Street, Racine, Wisconsin. Thank you all for allowing me to speak today. Just wanted to give you a brief overview of Juneteenth, the history of it, and why we celebrate it, and why you all should possibly take the opportunity to partake in it as well. Juneteenth, June 19th, actually celebrates the day that the last enslaved Americans learned of their freedom in Galveston, Texas, 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation had been issued. This, of course, would culminate in a celebration that has continued on since 1865. And in the city of Racine, this is now our 50th year of celebrating Juneteenth. We can clap. All right, all right. And so what we wanted to do, I'm one of the members of the Juneteenth Parade Committee. We wanted to come here today and invite all of our county board supervisors to come and partake and participate in the parade if you would like. It is open. I think County Board Supervisor Coleman can give you the application if you would like. Definitely, County Board Supervisor Spencer can give you the application as well if you would like. We would love for you all to take an opportunity to let the community see who you are, engage with the community, and celebrate the freedom of the last enslaved Americans, so that way we can help together realize this great nation, as our forefathers said, right? So once again, I want to invite you all to come and celebrate. And if you can't make it to participate, bring your family, bring your friends, line up along Main Street, 14th Street or Grand Avenue, and come watch the parade. Get a Juneteenth flag. We went to the flag store downtown. They have them. If you'd like, Amazon has them. If you'd like to purchase them, they're everywhere. So get a flag, get your blankets, get your lawn chairs, and come on out. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else wishing to speak? And as I'm aware, there's been no other emails or anything forwarded to the clerk's office, so. All right. Item number 5 will be the County Executive Malicki on the state of the county. Welcome, County Executive.
Before I get started, I want to say a couple things outside of this. First thing is that back at the office, we went through this and we timed it. And after we got through the timing of it, I said, geez, I don't even talk to my wife that long. And the next thing is, for all those that know me, I usually sit in the back room, right? For meetings and whatnot. Tonight, there's 4 generations of Malickis in the back row back there. So you know where I get it from. Good evening, everyone. Mr. Chairman, Mr. Vice Chairman, members of the County Board, youth and governments representatives, distinguished guests, and residents of Racine County. Tonight marks my first State of the County address as your county executive. And I'll be honest, standing here, I'm in awe. I'm in awe of the people I work with and for, and the level of impact that Racine County has on our community. The reason I chose to serve in this capacity is to have the privilege to be a part of bettering our community. That sense of purpose guides everything I do. It's what led me to define and adopt a leadership philosophy that keeps us focused on progress while staying grounded in our values. I've spent my whole life here in Racine County. It's where I was born, I raised my family, and where I built a business. As I shared with the board in my first weeks in office, my leadership philosophy is be better. This is not to imply we're not already good. Rather, it's a mindset of continuous improvement that we can always learn and grow. The actions I'm going to take are rooted in the overarching goal of financial stability, sustainability, achieving efficiencies and economies of scale across all we do. First priority, we aim to create a workplace of choice by cultivating a culture of authenticity, one that builds trust and transparency through open communication and strong relationships. Second priority, we focus on collaboration and connection to the community, working to strengthen and expand financial partnerships with local municipalities, agencies, and businesses for the mutual benefit of all. You don't get there with one big leap. You get there by doing the right things the right way, day after day. Luckily, we have a county that has a strong foundation to build upon. I'm proud of and impressed with our local government collaboration efforts through the RCICC, the Racine County Intergovernmental Cooperation Council. When municipal leaders come together face to face without title or borders getting in the way, real progress happens. We're already seeing results from tackling the countywide 911 dispatch system to supporting our first responders. Trust builds when you show up consistently, listen openly, and act with shared responsibility. That's how you move from good meetings to great outcomes. And when it comes to supporting those who protect and serve, we're investing wisely in the spaces that help them do their jobs. Racine County is moving forward with a fiscally responsible upgrade to our law enforcement infrastructure. The current parole station, built more than 40 years ago, no longer meets the needs of a modern public safety agency. Rather than starting from scratch, we're preserving and fully refurbishing the existing facility and attaching a thoughtfully designed 30,000 square foot addition. Together, this combined space will form 50,000 square foot hub for patrol, investigation, and administrative operations. This approach strikes a balance. We're expanding capacity while maximizing what we already have. The project will also include a new 911 dispatch center, an emergency operations center, critical infrastructure, that ensures our first responders are ready when it matters most. When the county consolidated 911 dispatch, it required multi-jurisdictional cooperation and removing silos. Although through a very different scope, the new Discover Wisconsin Tourism and Talent Attraction campaign also allows us to work together in concert to promote our great county regardless of borders. Yesterday, I had the honor to participate in 2 Memorial Day events. Except for Supervisor Varath, can anybody tell me what is the longest running Memorial Day parade in the country? Rochester.
Rochester.
These partnerships are building momentum. I'm proud of the relationships we're cultivating with the chambers, RAMAC and Experience Burlington, and the various tourism entities that are helping convey the beauty, history, and liveliness of our diverse county. Municipalities across the county have worked hard to revitalize their downtown areas into vibrant main streets. Rochester, Union Grove, Burlington, Waterford are all experiencing impressive renaissance. I would like to thank the county board once again for supporting these initiatives. Of course, revitalization is just one part of community development. As we celebrate these visible transformations, it's equally important to address the fundamental issues that affect all residents. The RCICC also plans to tackle one of the most pressing and complex challenges facing our region today, the housing crisis. Right now, Racine and Kenosha counties are tied for the lowest housing inventory in Wisconsin. That's not just a statistic. It's a signal. It's a mom who can't find an apartment near work. It's a business that can't hire because their employees can't find places to live. Since 2019, home prices are up more than 32% and construction costs are up nearly 40%. That's not sustainable. RCEDC, under the leadership of Executive Jenny Trick, continues to drive business growth and is also a vital partner in our collaborative effort to address the housing crisis. Racine County recently updated its housing study, which found that while we've added approximately 5,000 housing units in the past 5 years, demand still far outpaces supply, particularly for newly constructed for sale homes in the $250,000 to $450,000 range. In partnership with RCEDC, we actively are exploring creative housing solutions. This includes researching innovative programs implemented in our peer counties and engaging with private sector partners to help close the gap between what's available and what's needed. I encourage you, the county board, to continue collaborating with the executive team and RCEDC as we refine and implement these strategies. Economic growth depends on our ability to provide places for that growth to live. In the coming weeks, I'll be reaching out to form a dedicated work group so we can take coordinated, informed action on this critical issue together. As we shift from external initiatives to focus inward, it's important to recognize that the vital role of internal culture plays in achieving countywide success. My second priority, maintaining Racine County as a workplace of choice. Under my leadership, I hope to continue making services we provide more impactful, meaningful, and rewarding. As I talk to the staff, I often talk about customer service across the board. That's an important issue. In order to foster our county's growth, we are evaluating our operational effectiveness through a variety of tools. We've invested in 3 new county buildings: the Jonathan Delagrave Youth Development Care Center, Behavioral Health Building, and Public Safety Facility. Not just to improve services, but to create environments that support and uplift our teams. A comprehensive salary study with preliminary results expected early this summer will help us better attract and retain talented people who power our county every day. We're streamlining how we purchase and manage resources through centralized, consolidated purchasing to gain economies of scale and reduce redundancies. The Wisconsin Policy Forum is conducting an independent analysis of our financial and operational structure, giving us valuable insight into how we compare to other counties where we can improve. Our data and analytics team continues to make county operations more transparent and measurable, identifying what's working and where we can do better. We're also pursuing a facility and space utilization plan to potentially consolidate space and cut down on leasing and overhead expenses. Finally, we're building on the momentum from our inaugural budget vision session, turning it into a standing tradition of transparency and early engagement with you, the county board, as we plan our future budgets. Together, these efforts reflect our commitment to building a stronger, more efficient organization, one that values its people and maximizes its potential. Before I close, I want to take a moment to shine a light on those who make Racine County stronger every single day, not with titles or budgets, but with heart. Tonight, I'm proud to present 4 Community Impact Awards. These are individuals who've gone above and beyond to serve their neighbors, lifted others through mentorship, outreach, or innovation, and demonstrate the spirit of what it means to be better, not for recognition, but because it's right. Our first award goes to someone who doesn't just represent leadership, she redefines it. Allie Haig, CEO of United Way of Racine County, embodies what it means to be better. She leads with empathy, strategy, and a deep understanding that real impact comes from lifting others up. Under Allie's direction, the United Way Equity Fund was launched with $1 million in American Rescue Plan support from Racine County. But more importantly, it wasn't just funding, it was trust placed in the community to lead its own solutions. Through a collaborative grant process, nearly 35 programs were supported, directly benefiting more than 28,000 Racine County residents. I've had the privilege of serving on the United Way board for nearly a decade, during which I've had the opportunity to witness Allie's leadership in action. Her leadership isn't loud, but it is lasting. It's rooted in transparency, equity, and results that speak for themselves. And not only is she one of the best nonprofit CEOs I've ever worked with, but she is also a dear friend. Allie, please come up and accept this award. The next award is someone who I have already mentioned tonight. As a critical force in our community for over 3 decades, Jenny Trick has been a fierce leader in Racine County's economic development. As Executive Director of RCEDC since 2014, she has helped shape the region's economic future, most notably through strategic leadership along the I-94 corridor that played a key role in landing Microsoft's $3.3 billion data center in Mount Pleasant. This transformative project is expected to generate 2,300 construction jobs and 2,000 direct jobs, marking Racine County as a rising tech hub. Jenny's visionary leadership continues to strengthen Racine County's infrastructure, talent pipeline, and economic resilience. Beyond her professional work, Jenny is dedicated civic leader, serving as a trustee of Racine Public Library and a board member for Visit Racine County. Her deep commitment to collaborative growth ensures the county's success is both shared and sustainable. Jenny, please come up and accept this award. Our third award goes to an individual that defines collaboration and innovation. Steve Wickland is a rare blend of public servant with business expertise. As chairperson of the RCICC, he leads the effort to bring all 17 of Racine County's municipalities together, a personal goal of mine as well. Fostering collaboration, improving efficiency, and tackling shared challenges through countywide conversations. With over 20 years in municipal operations, including serving as Director of Public Works in Union Grove and now as Village President, Steve brings deep knowledge of the systems that keep communities running. That practical expertise is matched by his entrepreneurial leadership as president of BSW Electric, an electrical contracting firm known for high quality work on major projects across Wisconsin. Steve's steady leadership, rooted in both the public and private sector, makes him uniquely equipped to guide RCICC through complex issues like infrastructure planning, emergency services, and economic development. Quite simply, this kind of countywide collaboration wouldn't be possible without him. Steve, please come up and accept this award. That's good, you got it. Our fourth and final award this evening goes to someone who could not be with us tonight, but whose legacy speaks volumes. Fire Chief Alan Babe devoted 30 years to public service, spending 9 years with the City of Burlington Fire Department and an impressive 20 years with Raymond Fire and Rescue. His leadership wasn't just about experience. It was about integrity, commitment, and care. Chief Babe guided his teams through some of the most challenging moments, including historic 2017 flood and the COVID-19 pandemic. He brought the Burlington Fire Department to a prestigious ISO Class II rating, a national standard that reflects outstanding fire protection services and can even lower insurance costs for residents. He also oversaw the department's transition to Aurora EMS paramedic protocols and licensure, helping to elevate medical care across the city. Chief Babe played a crucial role in the construction of the Tri-County Fire and Rescue Association Training Center at the Public Works site, a lasting investment in the future of regional emergency response. Though I haven't had the opportunity to meet him personally, I've heard time and again how deeply he impacted those he served. Chief Babe, thank you for your decades of heart-led leadership and for building systems that will serve the Burlington area and Racine County for generations to come. Chief Babe, Allie, Jenny, and Steve, thank you. You remind us that greatness starts local and it grows from the inside out. Let's give them another round of applause. I'd also be remiss if I don't mention another executive director that's in the room tonight that I'm proud to work with and know, Beth Hydorn from the Racine Zoo. So a little round of applause to Beth. Everything we've talked about tonight, whether it's supporting our municipalities or investing in our team, it all comes back to people. It's people who make collaborative efforts like the RCICC succeed, and people who drive major milestones like the new public safety facility and the launch of our youth development center. These accomplishments aren't just policy, they're personal. They're about showing up for one another day after day to create a county where everyone belongs and has the opportunity to thrive. It's about fostering a Racine County that's safer, smarter, and more supportive, where services are easy to access, government listens first, every resident, every neighbor feels seen, and a county that is fiscally sustainable for generations to come. That's the Be Better philosophy. It doesn't chase perfection. It builds trust quietly, consistently, like a flywheel gaining speed. We're not there yet, but we're moving forward together. Thank you for your trust and the opportunity to serve. Let's keep showing up and building Racine County we can all be proud of. God bless Racine County, and thank you.
All right, thank you, County Executive. All right, moving along to item number 6 will be the reading of.
Mr. Chairman,
President Miller.
could I ask unanimous consent that the county executive's remarks be included in the minutes?
Absolutely. Thank you. Okay, all right. All right, we'll be handing them out right at this moment. All right, item number 6 is the reading of the minutes of the previous meeting, which is automatically waived unless requested by a majority of the members present. Not seeing any. Item number 7, resolution and ordinances referred to committees.
There are none.
Number 8, introduction of resolutions and ordinances for first reading and referral.
Ordinance number 2025-12 by Economic Development and Land Use Planning Committee to rezone from A3 General Farming District 3, R3 Suburban Residential District Seward, M4 Quarrying District, and B3 Commercial Service District to A2 General Farming and Residential District 2, Section 22, Town 3 North, Range 19 East, Town of Burlington, owner Seth and Emily Scott. Resolution number 2025-13 by Finance and Human Resources Committee authorizing Racine County to act as the lead public agency for the procurement of office supplies, products, and related solutions, and to enter into a master intergovernmental cooperative purchasing agreement with Omnia Partners Public Sector. Resolution number 2025-14 by Finance and Human Resources Committee authorizing the county treasurer to vacate judgment for in-rem action on property at 1331 Maple Street in the city of Racine. And resolution number 2025-15 by individual supervisors regarding the events at the Waterford Union High School track meet on May 7th, 2025.
Thank you, Clerk. I'm going to move resolution number 2025-15 to. One second. We're going to move 2025-15 to the Executive Committee based on standard protocol and on the sensitivity of the issue. Supervisor Hopkins.
All right, greetings, Chairman and County Board. I am requesting unanimous consent, suspension of board rules, and calling for first, second reading this evening on 2025-15. My reasoning is I did not want to delay this important message. The stands any further than it already has been from the May 7th incident date. Timing here is important. I also believe some events transcend municipalities and jurisdictions, compelling us to affirm our commitment to principles of human dignity and worth. I would also mention that we would not be asserting any authority or making any demands. This would be just a recognition of what has occurred as mentioned in the resolution.
Is that your motion, Supervisor?
I'm making a request for unanimous consent.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I don't go along with unanimous consent. I would like it to go to the executive committee.
Okay. Seeing that we do not have unanimous consent. Michael, if it's the way on this, there are 2/3 for this?
With a motion and a second to suspend rules. What here would be section 272 and 73B of county ordinances. 72 states that resolutions and ordinances may not be debated or amended when first presented. 73B provides that any resolution introduced by an individual supervisor shall be referred to a committee after first reading by the chairman. So to suspend is again after a motion and a second, it's a 2/3 vote of the.
Could you
My
repeat?
apologies. So just for the sake of the record, the applicable rules that are at issue here, there is section 272 of the Racine County Code of Ordinances that provides that all resolutions and ordinances may not be debated or amended when first presented. The second applicable provision of our county ordinance is 2-73 sub B that provides that resolutions that are individual supervisor resolutions shall be referred to a committee after first reading by the chairman. My understanding of what's transpired thus far is that there was a request for unanimous consent to allow for this item to be considered for a first and second reading this evening. There was essentially, as I understand it, an objection. So with a motion to suspend those rules that I cited and a second, it would then go for a 2/3 vote, and that is under section 282 sub C of Racine County Code of Ordinances.
But we have an objection on the floor as well as a motion, but now a second.
When asked if it was a motion, he clarified that it is a request. And so with a proper motion and a second, it would then go for a 2/3 vote. It's not debatable. It would just go directly for a vote to see if there is a 2/3 support.
But on the way it was presented, it was for unanimous consent and it was objected.
I make a motion.
And I second that.
So now we have a motion and a second to take up resolution 2025-15 by the individual supervisors regarding the events at Waterford Union High School track meet on May 7th. And then now if this would move forward, we need a 2/3 majority vote.
And as I understand it, this is a motion to suspend those applicable rules to allow for it to not be referred to committee and to be considered for a first and second reading this evening. That would be a 2/3 vote.
Mr. Vice Chair, I request then a roll call for the 2/3 vote.
Okay,
I would
So-
like to speak on the motion too.
okay.
Mr.
Supervisor
Chairman, I'm
Petroni.
sorry, there's no debate.
There's no debate.
Okay. So there's no debate. So will it be a 2/3 majority vote? So we'll have to sign in with our electronic devices to sign in, one for attendance and then two to vote if we take this up for first and second reading tonight.
Excuse me, could you clarify the vote, please?
Yeah, and so before taking the vote, you might want to clarify what an affirmative vote is, that the affirmative would be in support of the motion to suspend the rules, those two applicable provisions to allow for bypassing referral to the committee and to allow for the first and second reading. So a motion or an affirmative vote would be in support of that motion.
Are we clear? All right.
But we first need the rest of the supervisors to
Yep,
check
would everybody
in.
check
Roll
in?
call.
I'm not clear on this, please. Can you please restate that, Mike? So, Mike,
Sure. So there is a motion that has been seconded. That motion, as I understand it, is to suspend board rules, applicable provisions being 272 and 273B, to bypass referral to a committee and to allow for a first and second reading on that item this evening. A vote in favor, an affirmative vote, a yes vote would be supporting that motion to allow for the item to be considered this evening.
Supervisor Shakur, you have a question?
That being the case, if it's an affirmative, it's debatable.
Under Robert's rules, motion to suspend specifically is not debatable.
Just want to make sure.
Okay, Supervisor Varanth, did you check in, please? All right, and then we'll switch.
Chairman Kramer, how do you vote?
No.
For my two first readings.
Motion does not carry. It fails 6 yes, 14 no.
Okay.
I need that
Yeah.
page, just a moment.
One moment, please.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Vice Chair, excuse me, I am requesting unanimous consent of the county board for first and second reading for resolutions 2025-13 and 2025-14.
Any objections? All right, seeing none, all right, we'll take that up. We'll take that up for first and second.
Thank you.
Item number 9, communications and claims.
I'd like clarification on the first. Just, that is going to go to committee then.
The
The resolution 15 is going to go to committee. Just for clarification to all those paying attention.
Yeah, yes,
Thank
because
you.
the motion to suspend the rules failed. So we will not take up the second reading of the item this evening. So the referral to the executive committee would still proceed.
Michael, is that correct?
Correct.
We just want to make sure, everybody's on the same page. All right, thank you. Item number 9, communications and claims.
Number 1, Racine County Facilities Management Notable Project Status Report for the month of May 2025. And number 2, meeting notice regarding proposed reconstruction on Wisconsin 38 at 4 and 5 Mile Road intersections located in the village of Caledonia in Racine County from the Wisconsin Department of Transportation.
items number 1 and 2 are referred to Public Works, Parks, and Facilities Committee.
Item number 3 is a foreclosure of mortgage, and items number 4 through 20 are notifications from the United States Bankruptcy Court.
And items number 3 through 20 are referred to the Finance and Human Resource Committee and Corp Council.
All right, thank you. Item number 10.
Request a copy of number 2, please.
I'm sorry, supervisors. Anybody requesting copy? Supervisor Spencer? My mistake.
Number 2, please.
Supervisor Kolb? Supervisor Horth?
Thank you. Request copies of 1 and 2, please.
Any other copies? Any other requests? All right, now we will move on to number 10, communications from the county executive.
Report number 2025-2 by County Executive making a reappointment to the Western Racine County Sewerage District Board was referred to the Economic Development and Land Use Planning Committee.
Supervisor Rotowski.
The Economic Development Committee met last week and unanimously approved the appointment of Laura Weber to the Western Racine County Sewerage District Board.
So is that a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Do we have a second? Okay, so we have a motion seconded for report 2025-2. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carried.
Report number 2025-3 by County Executive making a reappointment to the Racine Public Library Board of Trustees. This was referred to the Executive Committee.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. We have not met with the executive committee yet, so I would ask to lay over 2025-3, 2025-4, and 2025-5 for our tentative executive meeting on 6/10.
Okay, would you like me to read those other two titles?
Please.
Okay, report number 2025-4 by County Executive making an appointment to the Burlington Public Library Board of Trustees. And then report number 2025-5 by County Executive making reappointments to the Racine County Ethics Board.
Mr. Chairman,
Supervisor Miller.
with all due respect to the chairman, on report 2025-3 to the Racine Public Library Board. The nominee is someone we all know, namely Reverend Hargrove. And since he prayed so well tonight, I would ask that I'd like to make a motion to confirm that nomination.
Okay, do we have a second for the confirmation? All right, so we have a motion seconded to confirm. Any other discussion on the motion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thank you, Supervisor Miller.
Next, we have report number 2025-11 by County Executive making a reappointment to the Golf Course Improvement Committee. This was referred to the Public Works, Parks, and Facilities Committee.
Supervisor Hopkins.
But the pucker up.
No, this is the Public Works for the Golf Course Improvement Committee.
Committee.
Caught me off guard on that one.
Address it next time. See if he wants to address it.
All right, would you like to lay it over till the next county board meeting?
Lay it over, please. I'm not recalling where exactly that was.
Okay, all right, so.
Please do.
So fair enough. We'll take 2025-11 and lay it over to our next county board meeting, which should be the 10th. All right, noted. Thank you.
Next, we have report number 2025-12 by County Executive making an appointment to the Eagle Lake Management District Board. This was referred to the Economic Development and Land Use Planning Committee.
Supervisor Rotowski, please.
Yes, the Ed Look Committee voted unanimously in favor of our very own Troy McReynolds, and I make a motion to approve his appointment.
I second it.
All right, so we have motioned and seconded for report 2025-12. Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, 2025 is taken care of.
Next, we have report number 2025-13 by County Executive making a reappointment to the Commission on Aging and Disability Resource Center Board.
We will refer this one to the Health and Human Development Committee.
Next, we have report number 2025-14 by County Executive making reappointments to the Zoning Board of Adjustment.
We will refer this to the Economic Development and Land Use Planning Committee.
Next, report number 2025-15 by County Executive making an appointment to the Waterford Public Library Board of Trustees.
We'll refer that to the Executive Committee, please.
Report number 2025-16 by County Executive making a reappointment to the Veterans Service Commission.
I believe we'll refer that to the Health and Human Development Committee.
And report number 2025-17 by County Executive making an appointment to the Commission on Aging and Disability Resource Center Board.
And we'll refer that to the Health and Human Development Committee as well. All right, item number 11, standing committee reports containing recommendations on items referred.
There are no reports.
Item number 12, second reading of resolutions and ordinances.
Under the majority vote group, we have resolution number 2025-4 by Finance and Human Resources Committee denying the claim of Christopher Green. Resolution number 2025-6 by Finance and Human Resources Committee authorizing the First Amendment to the term loan agreement with the Racine County Board of Drainage Commissioners. Resolution number 2025-7 by Finance and Human Resources Committee authorizing a multi-year revenue lease with Lee's Deli, Inc. for the Human Services Department. Resolution number 2025-8 by Public Works, Parks, and Facilities Committee authorizing a contract with Alexandra Marinson doing business as Pucker Up Shakeups to sell concessions at Einer Fisher Park between May 24th, 2025 and September 2nd, 2025. And resolution number 2025-11 by executive committee confirming and ratifying the authority of council for Racine County to add additional defendants to opioid litigation, including MDL 2804.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
All right, motion made and seconded. Supervisor Trier, resolution 2025-4, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In regards to this denial of the claim of Mr. Christopher Green, as is protocol, please contact our legal counsel for any of the details that were involved. I will then proceed to resolution 2025-6. This pertains to extending terms of a $200,000 loan to the Racine County Board of Drainage. The $200,000 loan was entered initially on August 22 of 2022 and dated June 1 of 2022, with payment in full due by June 1 of 2025. An extension right now is requested by the county board for 12 months. Payment of the $200,000 will be made according to the terms of the business note. Let's see here. Should I continue
Sure,
here?
2025-7.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. Resolution 2025-7. This is a multi-year lease with Lee's Deli from Racine, Wisconsin on Washington Avenue that will provide on-site food service to 1717 Taylor Avenue employees. Revenue for the county through a structured rent charge will be collected. Employees will pay for their own food, though. It's not on the county. And I think that's it for me.
All right, then we'll go on to 2025-8, Supervisor Hopkins.
Yeah, this is just a resolution by the Public Works, Parks, and Facilities Committee authorizing a contract with Alexandra Martinson, DBA Pucker Up Shake Up to sell concessions at the Eisner Fisher Park between May 24th and September 2nd. Date was pushed back a little bit for this vote, but it was unanimously approved by the committee.
Okay. And 2025-11 by the executive committee confirming and ratifying the authority of council for Racine County. That's just an additional defendants for our opioid litigation. We had that pass at the executive committee. We also talked about it at first reading. And if there's any questions, I'm sure corporate counsel can fill us in if there's any questions on that. If there's any other questions on any of the other resolutions that are up for majority vote. Seeing none, this is a voice vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carried.
Next, we have the group of 2/3 majority vote. That would be resolution number 2025-3 by Finance and Human Resources Committee authorizing the transfer within the 2025 capital budget of $200,000 in funding previously approved for the design of an indoor community ice arena. Resolution number 2025-5 by Finance and Human Resources Committee authorizing the transfer of funds within the Human Services Department, Public Works and Development Services Department, capital funds, and various departments in the general fund to close the 2024 year. And resolution number 2025-10 by Finance and Human Resources Committee and the Government Services Committee authorizing the amendment of the telecommunications services agreement with Securus Technologies to avoid interruption of services within the Racine County Jail and transferring funds within the 2025 contingent and Racine County Sheriff's Office budget.
Adoption, Mr. Vice Chairman.
Second.
Consideration.
All right, so separate consideration for 2025-3 has been requested. So we will start with 25-3. Supervisor Trotter.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chairman. The funds of $200,000 originally were to be used for the design of the ice arena and now are going to be placed in a capital asset account to be used for other approved projects or otherwise reauthorized projects by the county board. And that is resolution 2025-3. Resolution 2025-5, according to the Racine County Ordinance Code of Ordinance Section 2-130, board approval is necessary for more than 2 transfers of any budget account. As part of the Finance Department's year-end procedures, all lapsing budgets, account balances undergo evaluation by department and are closed out to the contingent funds. This resolution will close out all of the funds from 2024. This has been done almost every year that I can recall being a county board member for about 8 years. So if there's any questions in regards to the closing out, I do have our finance director, Gwen Zimmer, present.
Any questions? Separate consideration for 3. So then just thought I would give Supervisor Trotter a chance to explain the other 2, and then we will do the vote for 2025-3 separate, and then 2025-5 and 2025-10 together.
And I have 2025-10. This pertains to Racine County entering into a contract with Secura in the amount of $250,000 for 1 year to maintain phone service with safety and security for our inmates within the county jail. I do have Captain Friend here, should there be any questions in regards to this specific resolution.
Mr. Chairman,
Supervisor Miller.
this is a significant change in expense, so I think it would behoove the entire county board to get the captain's background on it.
Captain Friend? Thank you.
Good evening. I am Captain Friend. I'm the administrator of the Racine County Jail. There's been some significant changes within the FCC in regarding inmate telecommunications. So as of April 1st, what this means for the county is where we were able to collect certain fees from inmate phone calls, we are no longer able to do so. And this impacts the county budget. I think this year was approximately $980,000. Some of those services need to remain going. For instance, we have a full-time technician that takes care of the phone system within the facility. And then there's other ancillary services that need to remain, and that's where the $250,000 comes in. But the significant changes, which all facilities throughout the country, counties, prisons, that we're realizing are these FCC changes where they no longer allow counties to recoup funds from inmate phone calls. So this is the significant change.
Any questions for Captain Friend? All right, seeing none. All right, thank you very much for the update.
Thank you.
So now back to Supervisor Shakur's request. We will take 2025. We had a motion and seconded. So
That's what we're doing now.
right, so now we're gonna go back to your request of 2025-3 for separate consideration. We'll do that one separately. And then we will do 2025-5 and 2025-10 together. Okay, so John, we can get us, I'm sorry, Supervisor Rossi?
Thank you, Chairman. It would now be appropriate to, I have a question on the, so a clarification on 2025-5.
Sure.
-5.
Sure.
There was some emails that I'd been sending back and forth, and I just wanted to clarify one thing, that the finance meeting where this was presented, the claim was made that the highway department had overspent, and I sent some communications, and it may not be the actual case. Actually, that's what it turns out to be. But I just wanted to clarify that it really doesn't seem to have an effect on this item in particular, but just something that we had discussed previously. Maybe if you wanted to comment on that further, Supervisor Trotter or Vice Chair Trotter.
Thank you, Supervisor Rossi. I do believe we did address that with the emails, and it has been resolved. I'll call the finance director up here, should you wish to have that
That'd be great. Thank you.
investigated. Thank you.
Thank you. So Supervisor Rossi, what you're referring to is an administrative bookkeeping error that was made in the highway department where they charged time and materials and machinery that should have been to a capital project, and instead it was charged to operations. It was far too late. We were already in our audit process for us to make that change. But to confirm, the highway department still had a loss. So it was not a complete over, because the highway department is actually 8 divisions, not just highway. Excuse me. So there is loss in parks, there's a loss in development services, there is loss everywhere, not just in the highway department. So there was still a loss in that department.
Thank you. Could you clarify then, so there is still a 500,000 overage in highways that?
Yep, the fiscal note shows $592,000 of a loss in that department.
Is it operational now or is it capital?
It is only operational.
Only operational.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions?
That's what I was gonna ask. Is there any other questions before we move forward? On any of the three that we're taking up? There's majority. If not, we will go to 2025-3 for separate consideration. We'll do that one by itself right now.
Mr. Chairman, point of order. I'm wondering, and I can't read his mind, but I'm wondering if Supervisor Shakur wished to speak about Resolution 2025-3. And that being the case, I would ask that he be granted the floor.
Supervisor Shakur.
Thank you. Should we not vote on these other two first and get them out of the way and then go back to 2025-3?
I didn't know there was an actual, I was just gonna take them in order. You want a separate consideration for 2025-3, so that was the first one. I thought we'd do that one first and then the other two.
So which way we're gonna do it, sir? You got the chair.
2025-3.
That's only the one.
Only
Okay.
2025-3, separate
right.
consideration for
Okay.
2025-3 by
All right.
itself.
Okay, well, thank you. I
Okay,
have it.
any other questions?
Oh, I got the mic at this time for 2025-3?
Correct.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Vice Chair. I'm gonna be quick about this. I have a serious hesitation about supporting this. However, I would like to hear from other supervisors. I did hear a lot of information, and I do understand the big picture. However, when we look at Racine County, other sports and activities that keep our youth healthy and mentally strong, et cetera. We got football, baseball, basketball, track, golf, swimming, track, and other things. What do you call it, cross country? But there's a lot of work that was done with this. There was a $8 million grant, money raised, and I think this ice arena is a small picture of the big picture that can keep and bring youth into, and their families, into Racine County, wonderful Racine County. And again, it's one of many small pieces that's going to help enhance and improve all of the quality of life in Racine County. Wonderful Racine County. And I do understand the big picture. It is complicated. And I just, again, I'd like to hear from other supervisors and go from there. If there's anyone else that want to speak on this.
Anyone else want to weigh in on Supervisor Shakur's? Supervisor Rossi?
Thank you, Chairman. My 2 cents on it would be, I feel that they've grossly underestimated the construction value of this type of arena. I did support this, but at this point, I don't know if the county can take on another project like this without major real commitments. And I don't see a path forward with the arena at this point.
Supervisor Kolb?
This would
this would have been in my district. And I want to say that's something I do support and would like to see someday. But after just having a public works meeting, that we are taking a $300,000 loss at Pritzker Park on the S.C. Johnson Aquatic Center. I think it's just got, if we're going to do something like this, if we do get these donations, I think it's something that we have to have somebody commit with us in a long term, because we have a 40-year commitment on the S.C. Johnson Aquatic Center. And to take on another facility that could possibly give us a loss continuously, I think when we do this next time, maybe we have to find partners that will keep going in the long term instead of just the initial upfront money, but keep going, you know, get yearly naming rights or something that would go keep going down the road.
Supervisor Miller?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Difficult decision. We've had a group in the community who have had their hearts set on this, and they, in response to County Executive Delagrave, did raise a lot of money. And they were very hopeful. We were hopeful. But I think as more questions were asked, some hard realities set in. And to his credit, somewhat certainly initiation by fire, County Executive Malicki saw a very big project with questionable costs and questionable resources on the county's part. So he took a courageous decision in, I would call it a pause. I know the proponents of the ice arena are very disappointed, but I do agree with Supervisor Rossi that the costs may be much greater than we originally envisioned. So I hope we're not, and I don't think we are cutting this off, but as Supervisor Kolb said, we probably, need to garner more resources before we can go through with such a large project. Would it be beneficial? Certainly, but we are in some very tough times, and we knew last year with our budget decisions, we had some hard decisions to make, and I don't think it's going to be any easier this fall. So, I feel for the proponents, but the economic realities are very harsh at this point.
Supervisor Wish?
Thank you. I agree with everything that was said by the other supervisors, and the $200,000 was, correct me if I'm wrong, was a design issue, and looking at the feasibility study of actually doing it. The actual outlay of this for the county, wasn't it like $1.5 million that more money we had to borrow?
Mr. Chairman, I can address that. The anticipated contribution of the county would have been $5 million for the construction alone. The $200,000 that had originally been authorized was not for the entirety of the design of the facility, but rather just for the preliminary design work and feasibility. And so there would be significant additional design costs attendant with that, not to mention the operational costs, because what was originally envisioned was that the county not only would be responsible for hosting this on county-owned land, but also would be responsible for overseeing the construction and the operations and maintenance of this facility.
All right, thank you. I'm getting a little older, so my memory's a little, but I knew there was a reason, and it was a higher amount. I was very hesitant on agreeing to the original loans be in such a large amount of money that we're borrowing and to start with, and I just didn't see the ice arena fitting into that picture. I also had I'm from Kenosha originally, and that ice arena originally failed. So I had some, I know they're back in business somewhat now, but I had some questions about that also. And in today's days and times, just like Supervisor Miller mentions, things are so uncertain for anyone in business to project staying in business. this whole tariff situation that's going on is affecting everybody. And the cost of materials has got to be a big question, because I don't know that all those materials are being produced here in the United States. So I would have serious doubts about whether they can actually complete what we're doing for the amounts that were agreed upon, let alone taking on another substantial loan that may require more money. I guess that's my thoughts. Thank you.
Supervisor Varanth.
Thank you. I do want to commend our colleague and Supervisor Shakur for opening up this conversation, because I'm in agreement with everyone also, and I think we're all in agreement on a number of things here that we need to pay attention to some of the expenses. But it kind of goes back to a few things that were said, and I completely agree with QA about, you know, starting with the family and taking care of our youth and growing some of that. And I guess the county executive spoke a little bit about collaboration throughout the county. And I think if each one of us as supervisors and everyone who's left in the room can kind of reach out and try to make a difference, change 5 to 10 lives, if we all work together as a county, you know, to push some of those things out, to bring the family and some youth sports back, it will help us all. And I guess I'm going to stop preaching, but I'm in agreement with a lot of this.
Any other questions? Supervisor Shakur?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is great, what we're doing here. It's about dialogue, debate, and discussion. And I appreciate all the comments, those that said something, those supervisors, honorable supervisors that haven't said anything, but I appreciate that. And that's what this is all about. Dialogue, debate, and discussion in just a beautiful environment, and working to try to work things out. So I really appreciate those that spoke up. Thank you very much. And we can move forward accordingly.
All right, so now we'll take up 2025. Okay, so we're all queued in. Everybody got their devices?
Mr. Chairman, will you clarify which resolution we're voting on?
So we're voting on 2025-3. And for the Finance Resource Committee, authorizing the transfer of the money.
Chairman Kramer, how do you vote? Are you still with us? I think we've lost him. I am going to just hit abstain.
He's gone.
Yeah. Okay, so that motion carries. So then you would have the remaining 2 resolutions.
So now we'll take up resolution 2025-5 and 2025-10. If we can reset the machine.
And those resolutions are also passed. Now going back to the items requested for first and second reading this evening. They are both a majority vote. That would be resolution number 2025-13 by Finance and Human Resources Committee, authorizing Racine County to act as the lead public agency for the procurement of office supplies, products, and related solutions, and to enter into a master intergovernmental cooperative purchasing agreement with Omnia Partners Public Sector. And resolution number 2025-14 by Finance and Human Resources Committee, authorizing the county treasurer to vacate judgment for in-rem action on property at 1331 Maple Street in the city of Racine.
Second.
We have motion and seconded to approve. Supervisor Trotter, would you like to bring us up to date on these, please?
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chairman. 2025-13. This is through the resolution 2019-42 Racine County entered into with a co-op purchasing agreement with a company called Omni Partners. The Finance Department was given authority to act as the lead public agency for procurement, to act as a lead public agency to purchase roofing supplies, HVAC materials, and fleet maintenance and services, which earn the county a 2.5% rebate. The rebate offsets costs with managing this master agreement. Rebates have been most recent at $470,000. We are now, as a county, being asked to include in this agreement office supplies and products. Please accept this resolution to add office supplies and products to the rebate terms. And last, Resolution 2025-14 is in regards to the property at 1331 Maple Street, Racine, Wisconsin, on April 21, 2025, was ordered to vacate the order of judgment of foreclosure. Then, on May 14th, 2025, payment in full, taxes and all fees owed were submitted from one of the previous owners. Again, please approve this resolution to expedite the process to return this property to the former owner of record. Questions?
Mr. Chairman.
Supervisor Miller.
Not to prolong the meeting, but I think there's a lot of good news in 2025-13. We were approached, I believe, by Wisconsin counties to enter into this agreement. Municipalities across the country are using our services kind of as a clearing for different building materials. This will expand that. And we get a nice chunk of change for doing that work. And the finance director has explained to us that the workload for staff member is rather minimal, but we really get a nice income out of it. So I just think for those supervisors who are new to this, this is a fantastic collaboration.
Thank you, Supervisor Miller. Any other questions or concerns on 2025-13 or 2025-14? Seeing none, this is a voice majority vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? All right, motion carried. Item number 13, reconsideration of resolutions and ordinances from previous meetings and/or action on vetoes.
There are no items.
Number 14, reconsideration and/or of notices of intent to reconsider resolution and ordinances.
There is no notice to reconsider.
Informational reports.
Report number 2025-18 by Finance and Human Resources Committee submitting the Racine County 2025 bi-monthly large capital projects report. And report number 2025-19 by County Board Chairman making appointments to standing committees and making changes in committee assignments.
All right, thank you. Item number 16, miscellaneous business announcements and oral reports.
Mr. Chairman, it appears that Chairman Kramer is back online with us, and perhaps he would like the opportunity to communicate with the clerk so his votes could be recorded for those things when we lost contact. But he can just, I assume he can just contact the county clerk about that.
That would be correct. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
Well, thanks for filling in tonight. I just want to remind town supervisors who have townships, there is a program where you can have assistance with large culverts over 36 inches. If you could contact your clerk for the township or the town chairman and see if they have any 36-inch or larger culverts that need to be replaced. There's a state program through the counties where we can help the townships and the towns get funding. You can either call me or you can talk with Raleigh.
All right. Thank you, Chairman. Supervisor Trotter.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chairman. One more time, I have to speak. Mark your calendars, supervisors. The 2025 annual Wisconsin Counties Association Conference is on Sunday, September 21st. It runs through Tuesday, September 23rd. It is a wonderful conference. of all of the county supervisors across the state of Wisconsin. Registration starts on June 2nd. You can contact our county clerk and she will register you for the conference and book you a hotel room. So it's a wonderful conference. Please think of partaking in it. I have been to it the last 4 or 5 years, and you get to meet other supervisors and you get to discuss what they're doing in their regions and come up with some new ideas to bring back to the county. So thank you.
Any other announcements?
Well, I agree.
It is at the Sauk County, and I believe it's at
It's at.
Kalahari. Thank you.
Kalahari.
Thank you. Almost the next closest thing, okay?
Supervisor Capellion.
Thank you. So the Youth and Governance Program is underway. You should have met with your youth, and they probably already have attended one of the standing committees. I just want to note that the UW Extension went in partnership with 4 counties, Racine County being one of them, for the Riley Baldwin Grant. I wrote a letter of support. We were the recipients of it. And so a healthy 6 digits, so come fall, we'll be able to help support the Youth and Governance Program. And so a big congratulations. Racine County's program really is still standing out and receiving awards for it. So lots to be proud of. And thanks for all your help on mentoring these youth.
Hey, anyone else? You? To adjourn. All right, we are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.